Hello everyone, welcome to yaymath.org. My name is Robert Adu, and this is called Yaymath in Studio, in this beautiful studio space in sunny lower Los Angeles, California. I don't even know if we're in lower. I think we're more centralized. Anyway, we are talking about sequences as functions, all right? This is an introductory topic to the sequences and series chapters that usually happen in the Algebra 2 level for high school and then even in college algebra. So with that, I'm going to help you see this stuff the way I see it in a way that makes sense, and hopefully that makes it sort of decode what is presented in the books is very hieroglyphical, and this is more like just subdued and just a number dance. So let's do a number dance. Here it comes. So let's talk about sequences as functions. We have to first define a few terms. One term is this type of sequence. All right, this is a sequence. Do we notice the pattern in the sequence? Yes, we do. This sequence progresses by +3 each time. Any sequence that progresses by addition is called an arithmetic sequence. Okay? Arithmetic, okay? It looks like the word arithmetic, but arithmetic is a noun, okay? It describes the mathematical field of arithmetic. And when you change the accent on the word arithmetic, it becomes an adjective, and it describes this sequence. So this arithmetic sequence is a sequence that progresses by addition. All right, I want to keep it as progressing by addition. I'm not going to say by addition. We could say things like, 9, 7, 5, 3, and so forth. This is also arithmetic, and it does progress by addition. You're just adding -2. All right, so always keep that in mind. Keep the word addition in mind. It keeps it simple, okay? That difference we call D, all right, the common difference. D is -2 because we're adding -2. Here D equals 3 because we're adding 3, okay? The next type of sequence, maybe you guessed it. Here we go. 3, 6, 12, 24. We look closely. Does this sequence progress by addition? Let's find out. +3, +6, +12. No, this is not arithmetic. But it does progress by another math function, and that's progressing by multiplication, ×2, right? That rate of change is 2, so we call that R. And this is called a geometric sequence. And this progresses by multiplication, mult. All right? Again, you could also have a geometric sequence that progresses by multiplication like so. Let's say 8, 4, 2, 1, 1/2, and so forth. This is still progressing by multiplication. What are we multiplying by each time? Times what? Times what? Times what? Times 1/2. Right on. So even though you could argue that this is progressing by division, I would just suggest by keeping it as multiplication times fractions or whatever. And here, progressing by addition, even though you might be adding -2 each time, right? So I have a couple examples here. All right, cool. Your job is to determine whether the sequence is arithmetic or geometric or neither. Let's do it. So we have one that's 4, 6, 9, 13.5. All right. Arithmetic, geometric, or neither? Let's take a look. Let's try to prove or disprove arithmetic. +2, +3, automatically arithmetic is out. Let's see if we can prove geometric. Let's see. Well, if we know that it's progressing by multiplication, then we would have to say that this term divided by this term would be that rate of growth. In other words, like 6/4, which is 3/2, which is 1.5. So that would have to be times 1.5 to get to 6. Let's see if it's the same to go from 9 to 6. Right? So is it true 9/6 equals 3/2 equals 1.5? And it is true. times 1.5 again. And then let's try 1.5 here. All right, 9 times 1 is 9, and half of 9 is 4.5. So that's 9 plus 4.5 makes 13.5. It's true. So this is a geometric sequence with common ratio r equals 1.5. All right, let's try another. Okay, so let's examine these 4 sequences. The goal is, are these arithmetic, geometric, or neither? All right, let's find out. Does this progress by addition? Try plus 3, plus 5, plus 7. No. Can we suggest that it progresses by multiplication? Let's try, where's my blue? There's blue. Is it like 4 over 1? Is that the same as 9 over 4? No. So it looks like we're ruling out arithmetic and geometric, okay? For some of the more advanced classes, they're gonna actually ask you to like create the general form for this sequence. And I'm gonna do that for you now, all right? As an added practice, a little added bonus. If it's not arithmetic or geometric, there still could be a pattern. And if you look closely, there is one, okay? By the way, I've done this for a number of years now, so I start to see it now more. I guarantee you, right? I know for sure in my heart that the more you do this, the more you'll see what I'm seeing, you know? You look at this close, you're like, well, I don't know, what's the system, what's the process? You just have to step back from it a little and be like, oh, perfect squares. With that laugh included, right? It's like it's just a realization, and then you like deflate a little and then you come back alive. So if it's perfect squares and n here, like n is the number of terms, this is like n equals 1, n equals 2, n equals 3, n equals 4. So the way to capture this sequence is that each term would be n squared. See that? So if like n was 1, 1 squared is 1. If n was 2, 2 squared is 4. If n was 3, 3 squared is 9. If n was 4, the fourth term would be 16. So that captures the sequence using non-arithmetic and non-geometric formats. It's neither, it's a different one, all right? So it's a little special. Let's go over here. Again, let's go through a process systematically. Is this arithmetic? Well, 5/3 to 6. Let's think about it. Wait, did I write it wrong? 5/3. Where'd it go? Oh yeah, I did write it wrong. There we go. It's okay. Mistakes are part of the learning process. So it's 5/3, then 2, then 7/3, then 8/3. That 2 really mattered, all right? I needed to fix that mistake because we can see, well, did I add something to get to 2? Well, let's think about it. What would this be in terms of thirds? We can write it again, 5/3, 7/3, 8/3. Create a little separation here. And what is 2 as a common factor 3 or common denominator? That'd be 6 over 3. And yeah, look at that. Plus 1/3, plus 1/3, plus 1/3. This is arithmetic with a d equal to 1 over 3. So look, that little 2, it looks a little intimidating. I was like, what? That's out of the blue. But yeah, it's very much an arithmetic sequence, just adding a third every time. This one entertains me. I like this one a lot because it looks like it definitely has a pattern, but you can't argue what that pattern is necessarily. Are we adding the same thing every time? No. This would be adding -16, then adding +16, then adding -16. Are we multiplying by something? And if you look closely at it, the answer is yes, we are multiplying. We're multiplying by -1. It's kind of cool. 8 times -1, -8. Times -1, 8. Again, times -1, -8, and so forth. So this is GO, and R equals -1. So it is technically a geometric. And then we go over here. Are we adding something every time? No, we're clearly not adding the same thing every time because these are fractions. Are we multiplying every time? Well, we can rule that out. is 1 over 3 divided by 1 over 2, this guy over this, the same as 1 over 4 divided by 1 over 3? It's not, right? These are very different fractions, and so dividing them would even be more different than before. So this is another neither situation. And again, just like we did over here, see if we can pin down the actual sequence and sort of give it a general form. And again, we'll do the same thing we did over here. We'll designate n. So n equals, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. So if n is 1, the value is 1 over 2. If n is 2, it's 1 over 3. The third term is 1 over 4. The fourth term is 1 over 5. And looking closely within, again, I'm telling you right now, don't worry if you don't see it right away, the way I'm about to tell you, like what I'm about to write down. If you didn't see that right away, it's okay. As long as you understand after the fact, then we're making progress. We're moving the ball forward, okay? If you understand it, then you're going to see the pattern again. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. So let's find the pattern. The first term has a 2 down here. The second term has a 3 down here. The fourth term, 4. The fourth term, 5. So this is always 1 more than the number term that you're on. And this is always 1 upstairs. This is 1 over n plus 1. That's all it is. That's all it is. So if n is 1, this is 1 plus 1, that's 1 over 2. This was 2, put in there. 2 plus 1 is 1 over 3. Okay? So if you see that at least, then we've made progress, all right? And I'm telling you, the 10th time you do it, it'll be a lot smoother than the first time if you didn't know how to do that, all right? At least that was the case with me. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again later. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Oh, I'm hitting my microphone. I hope that didn't sound.